Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Women and Young Member Excellence Committee of ICI, it is my pleasure to welcome you all to Yashaswini and Idol Series 67. Yashaswini and Idol is a Wednesday series of programs conducted by the WYMEC for the Women CAs and by the Women CAs. This series is an extension of Sky High Symposium, which concluded its 100 episodes. It is one of the committee's initiative to not only disseminate information to women members on technical updation and non-technical skills, but also to empower and inspire women members to come at forefront and realize their verbal skills at public forum. I shall now introduce today's speaker, CA Jyoti Singh, ACA CS is a practicing chartered accountant and proprietor of a leading CA firm. She is a qualified company secretary and registered social auditor with expertise in income tax, GST, corporate consultancy, project finance, and bank audits. She has completed several ICAI certificate courses, including forensic audit, concurrent audit, MSME, and BRSR. Now I shall hand over to CA Jyoti Singh to continue with the session.
Thank you, CA Mansi ma'am. Good afternoon to all of you. Respected Chairperson, CA Preeti Savla ma'am, Vice Chairman, CA Ravi Kumar Patwa sir, committee members, all moderators, and dear participants. First and foremost, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the Women and Young Members Excellence Committee for giving opportunity to address this esteemed gathering. It is indeed a privilege to be here today to discuss a subject that has become a cornerstone in our day-to-day practices. Decoding the AIS and TIS ensure accurate ITR filing. In the past few years, we have witnessed a major shift in how the Income Tax Department gathers, presents, and acts upon data. AIS and TIS are not just information tools, they represent a powerful data-backed compliance ecosystem. As a professionals, it's not only our responsibility, but a necessity to decode this information and ensure that it translates correctly into our client's tax return. So, in today's session, we will not only explore the structure and components of AIS and TIS, but also dive into practical reconciliation issues, case studies, and the mapping of financial data into ITR forms. The objective is simple, ensuring accurate and compliant return filing, while reducing the risk of security, risk of scrutiny and litigations. For that, first of all, I will share my screen to all of you. Is it visible?
No, ma'am.
Hello.
Yeah, now it is visible, ma'am.
Visible, sir? Okay. Okay. So the objective of the session is to understand the AIS and TIS, identify discrepancies and mismatches, then mapping AIS TIS data to ITR fields correctly, avoid notices, reassessments, scrutiny, and litigations. What is AIS? The AIS, that is Annual Information Statement, is a comprehensive financial data statement issued by the Income Tax Department of India, introduced as a next generation version of Form 26AS. As earlier, it was Form 26AS and the AIS is a detailed version of Form 26AS. It contains detailed information about a taxpayer's financial transactions during a financial year, gathered from various third-party sources. The AIS includes two types of information. That is, first one is reported information and the other is derived information. Reported information is data received from third parties, and the third parties includes banks, mutual funds, registrars, stock exchanges, and employers. And in case of derived information, it is processed view based on reported values. That is, the reported information is converted into a derived information after it is being processed. And by it processed by taxpayers' feedback, duplications, logical grouping. It reflects the department's interpreted or adjusted versions of the data that is in reported form, which is converted into derived information. Some sources of AIS data. In AIS, as we see, salary is shown under the head under the category of salary, and it is derived from form 6 by employer. Employer filed the data in his end portal, and after that it would be shown under the head of salary. Same way, interest income is shown when it is fed by bank, that is from FD, RD, SB interest. Then dividend is from companies, mutual funds, etc. Securities transactions, that is mutual fund purchases, redemptions, share details, share sales, etc. Then property transactions, it is from purchase sales of immovable property. Then credit card payments, high value spends. As we showed when filing that ITR and when importing AIS and TIS information, then there is automatically pop-up shown that there is a high value transactions regarding for credit card payments and etc. So it is from high value transactions. It is reported from high value spends. Then foreign remittance, Form 15 CSEB data, TDS, TCS, so it from tax deducted or collected at source. Now, what is TIS? Tax Information Summary is a condensed and categorized summary of financial transactions that is derived from the AIS, that is Annual Information Statement. It provides a simplified view of income details and tax information to assist taxpayers in pre-filling and verifying ITR data. When we file the ITR and when we importing the AIS and TIS, we shows that in TIS format, TIS, it is the consolidated summary of TIS. So it's required for verifying the ITR data, and it is in Excel utility or in ITR income tax portal, we saw that it is already pre-filling in income tax return. So it's a pre-filling and verifying ITR data. It shows aggregated values under various heads of income, that is salary, house property, capital gains, other sources, business income, etc. So what's unique is that TIS also display the processed value as interpreted by the system and the value accepted by the taxpayer based on AIS feedback, if any. TIS is not a substitute for the AIS. Instead, it is a summary view of derived data intended by the taxpayer while filing ITR. So, if you disagree with the AIS data and submit a response, the TIS gets automatically updated with your concerned version, provided it is accepted by the department. In case of AIS, there is an option to submit a feedback, whether it is correct or not. It belongs to your PAN or for others. We will see afterwards all this. And on the basis of your submission regarding the response, it is updated in TIS. And after that, provided that it is accepted by the department, okay, that the information is. Typical categories shown in TIS, that is interest, income from SB, saving account, FD, fixed deposit, recurring deposit, etc. Then salary from employer, dividend income, capital gains, that is equity, mutual fund, properties, etc. Rent received, provided it is reported by the concerned person. Then business receipts, if reported, foreign remittance, other income, for example, gifts, lotteries, etc. Now, the key differences between TIS and AIS. AIS, as we discussed, AIS is a detailed record of transactions from multiple sources. And the TIS is a summarized view used mainly for ITR briefing. Then content type, as we see in AIS, it's a transaction-wise reporting, or in case of TIS, it's a category-wise reporting. As earlier in earlier slide, that is in category-wise, that is interest, salary, dividend, etc. Then level of details. So in AIS, it's a highly detailed with values and sources references. In case of TIS, it's a simplified and grouped by income type. Feedback capability. So in AIS, it's available. Taxpayer can respond to each line item. In case of TIS, it's not available. Feedback must be submitted via AIS only. Then update frequency. So in AIS, dynamic, that is updates after feedback and reprocessing. Or in case of TIS, it's a static. It reflects latest process AIS version. Use in filing. So for AIS, it's a professional. It is for professional review and reconciliation. And in case of TIS, it is for reference during pre-fill verification. As I told earlier, in TIS summary is already pre-fill in ITR, and AIS is for your review, for your reconciliation, so that on the basis of your reconciliation, you put your data in ITR. Now, legal weight, informational but widely relied upon by income tax department in case of AIS. And in case of TIS, it derived from AIS. It's only play a supporting role. Format, so it's PDF or JSON, requires parsing of AIS utility, or in case of TIS, it displays directly on the portal. So always remember, AI is like a ledger of your financial life as per the government, because it's a summary, it's detailed version of data, and TIS is the department's interpretation of your taxable income. Before filing your return, you must cross-check both, that is AIS and TIS, and if there's any error, use the feedback mechanisms to rectify it in case of AIS. AIS TIS review process. Everybody knows this, that first you have to log into income tax portal, then navigate to service tab, and from this you go to at AIS, then download your PDF or JSON, compare TIS summary versus AIS summary, and validate it with 26AS, bank, broker, and use AIS utility. Before continue, I would like to share one AIS and TIS file. So this is AIS. You will see that in part A is for general information, and this all PAN card and PAN number and associate name details are there. And in from part B, it's information relating to your tax deducted at source. Then different in this different content categories are there. That is salary, dividend, then dividends from different companies. So in this way, AI summary shown in AI summary shown in detailed version, that is from respected source of data. And in case of TIS, you will show that it's a summary version of AIS, that is only categories are there, that is salary, dividend, interest, sale of securities, purchase of securities, and only the summary view you can check from TIS, and it is also pre-filled in ITR. Now some common discrepancies found. In case of bank interest, interest shown is higher due to cumulative FD reporting or interest on closed FD. So due to this, it leads to over reporting of income in ITR. So for this, first you have to check your data with your passbook, your bank statements, and after that you can reconcile it with 26 years also. And after that, you have to take the information or take the details or total income or total interest in your ITR. Mutual fund, full redemption value shown without cost basis. So if cost is not included there, as you check in case of mutual fund or capital gain transactions, you will check that you will see that you have to check that cost of acquisition must be there for calculating net capital gain or index for calculating indexed benefit of capital gain. So in AIS or AIS, generally there is a nil value or zero for cost of acquisition. So in that case, you have to check it from your documents, your PNL, tax PNL, and your data from mutual fund or stock markets. So if full redemption value shown without cost basis, it would be capital gain overstated if cost not adjusted. In case of dividend income, dividend declared but not actually received due to record date mismatch or delay. Mismatch between AIS and bank credit. Then capital gain, AIS shown only sale proceeds, not indexed cost or gain, as I discussed earlier. So in that case, it would impact that it create confusion about actual taxable gain. In case of salary, there would be chances of that TDS on salary reported, but salary figure mismatch due to timing or bonus inclusion. So it impacts mismatch with Form 16 and ITR Schedule S. And tagging error, transactions wrongly reported under client span, for example, joint holders or family accounts. So it would impact that it increased total income shown in AIS. Increase total income of the person in whose PAN total, that is of the joint holder or the relative one, relatives interest or other income also added to the other person. So it increased total income. Then securities or equity mutual fund, broker-wise transactions not consolidated or properly or duplicate entries. So it impacts double reporting of transactions. In case of rent or property, discrepancies occur that high value transactions incorrectly tagged or duplicated. It would impact that notice for under-reporting rental income. So check this before filing return. Then TDS entries, TDS shown but corresponding income not reported or vice versa. So in that case, it triggers mismatch in schedule OS, that is other source or 143(1)(e). Then foreign remittance, Form 15CA CB reported, but no income arises in India. It would impact that it create confusion on taxability for resident taxpayers. I have taken here some one case study. For example, AI shows rupees 12 lakh from share sales. Client's actual gain after indexation is rupees 3 lakhs. AIS reports gross sales without cost basis. So the solution would be report net gain in ITR on the basis of your calculation, indexation calculation, respond to AIS discrepancies, and attach broker PNL if required during scrutiny. In case of ITR filing, it's not required to attach any PNL statement or any summary or working sheet. But in case in future any scrutiny or any discrepancies occurs, in that case, you can provide your working or your PNL statement to the assessing officer. Also taken some case laws. First one is in Srimati Rekha Goyal versus ITO. In that case, issue arises is mismatch in AIS versus actual receipt. The implication or the tribunal ruled that AIS is only an information tool. Additions can't be made solely based on AIS without independent verification. So it's just showing you information. It's not compulsory to report all the income that is showing. Maybe there is a chances that mismatch occurs or misreporting also occur. So before reporting or before taking income in your return, you have to first check it with your books, with your uh, records or data you maintain, and after that you report the same. For second one is Kamble versus ITO. In that case, sale proceeds versus capital gain in AIS. So practical implication is taxpayer had shown only net gain while AIS reported gross sale value. So ITAT allowed taxpayers version after reconciliation proof. As we discussed in earlier case study we have taken, capital gain can be in AIS it's shown total sale proceeds, but calculating capital gain you have to reduce the cost of acquisition from the total sale proceeds, and after that net capital gain arises. So in that case ITAT allowed taxpayers version after reconciliation proof. Third one is DCIT versus Shri Kapil Jain. Third party errors in reporting in AIS. So in that case, PAN wrongly mapped by reporting entity, that is bank, held burden to prove lies with SEC, but opportunity must be given to correct AIS via feedback. I have feedback regarding whether information is correct or not correct, partially correct. So on the basis of that, you can uh, report, you can correct the errors which are reporting in AIS. Then ITO versus B. Ramachandra Reddy. Interest on FD wrongly reported under AIS. In that case, it was held that tax authorities cannot add interest income based solely on AIS without cross verifying with 26 AS bank statements or Form 16A. So first verify it with your books or with your bank statement. After that, report the same. CBDT circular number 13 of 2021, it launched of AIS purposes and uses. So AIS is a dynamic feedback enabled statement to aid compliances, not a conclusive assessment or document. It emphasizes on correction mechanisms. Key takeaways from case laws. AIS is informational, not evidentiary. Reporting errors are common. Client represents is critical. Feedback submission on AIS portal protect taxpayer interest. Tribunal decisions support reconciliation and evidence-based reporting. Cross-check AIS with Form 26AS, bank passbook, broker ledger, Form 16A, etc. AIS feedback response option. So there are 5 response options. That is, information is correct, information is not fully correct, information is incorrect, duplicate information, or information relates to other pen. So if information is correct, the transaction details in AIS match with your records exactly. And if you satisfy that the information is belongs to you only and it's properly reported or correctly reported, then you have to use a response that information is correct. If information is not fully correct, when to use? When only part of the data is correct. For example, amount is incorrect or partial. For example, a bank interest income showing that as per AIS it's shown 15,000 or 25,000, but in books or in bank statement it would be a 15,000. So in that case, what happened? 15,000 is showing correctly, but the excess amount of 10,000, that is as per AIS 25,000. So the excess amount 10,000 is not correct information. So in that case, you have to submit the response that information is not fully correct. Third one is information is incorrect. If the entire entry is wrong, For example, reported against wrong pen or entity. Then you have to submit response as information is incorrect. Then duplicate information. In case of duplicate information, if the transaction appears more than once in AIS, the same transaction is reported 2 times. Generally, it happens in mutual fund transactions or where the same sales appears twice. So in that case, you have to submit the response as a duplicate information. Then last one is information related to other PAN. If the transaction belongs to a joint holder, family members, or other taxpayer. So in that case, for example, if a joint FD is reported under your client's PAN, but the income belongs to the spouse. So in that case, you have to submit a feedback that information relates to other PAN or other person. Okay. So these 5 are the response option, and you have to submit this properly so that proper or the clear, correct version of AIS is reflected. Then it is crucial to bridge the gap between data seen in AIS and TIS, AIS, TIS, and the reporting structure of ITR. As a tax professional, one of our key responsibilities is correct mapping of information or income items from AIS into the appropriate schedule of appropriate or relevant ITR schedule. So first one is that salary. In AIS category, AIS or TIS, it's a categorized as a salary. So this income is belongs to salary income. It's a type of income is salary income, and it's relevant to Schedule S in income tax return. Then in a case of interest income, it's a type from FD, SB, that is saving bank, RD, NSC interest. It should be reported in Schedule OS, that is other source schedule in ITR. Then dividend income, dividend category, dividend from shares or mutual funds. It relevant to the Schedule OS, that is other sources. Then capital gain, it's a type of income from equity, mutual funds, property, etc. And it relevant for Schedule capital gain, that is CG. Then rent from property, residential or commercial rent. It should be shown in Schedule HP, that is house property. Then sale of property, immovable property, land or building, then it belongs to Schedule CG, that is capital gain. AIS category is business receipt. The turnover receipts reported via TDS or SFT, then it should belongs to Schedule BP, that profit. TDS, TCS entries, taxes deducted on various income, then TDS and TCS schedules, plus it also reflect in relevant head. Means it if TDS belongs to interest income, then it reflect in other source. If it belongs to, then it reflect in a salary head. If it is another it belongs to mutual fund interest or other, then it should be reported in respective schedule. Okay. Then foreign remittance reported under Form 15CA and CB, Schedule FSI, TR or OS. Then others, for example, gifts, lottery, it would be a miscellaneous receipts, etc. Then it should be relevant to the ITR schedule of OS, that is other sources. Now, penalties and risk due to AIS mismatch. The real world consequences of failing to match AIS TIS data with ITR. Non-matching AIS can result in intimation under section 143(1)(a), one of the most frequent trigger, that is 143(1)(a) intimation. These are auto-generated and can result in tax demand. increase in tax demand. Then 270A penalties, that is up to 200% for misreporting. Then reopening under section 140, 147, 148, that is assessment or um, uh, scrutiny or reassessment. Then delays in refund. Then disallowances of claims or deduction. From a professional standpoint, clients losing refunds or receiving notices due to basic mismatch can affect the credibility and liability of a CFO. So it's first and foremost things that before starting your return filing, return filing, you have to check your EIS and TIS properly, and on the basis of that, you have to consider the income and also discuss the income with your clients so that there will not be any misreporting of income, or no any litigations or scrutiny will occur. Precautions for accurate filing. Validate AIS, TIS with books, first and foremost thing. Then TDS entries reconciled. Report exempt income correctly. Reconcile bank or broker accounts. Dividends verified. Capital gains accurately reported. Select correct ITR form. Submit AIS corrections, that is feedback. These precautions build long-term compliances or habits, reduces notices, and improve filing confidence for both client and practitioner. So it's make a practice to educate the client about AIS. Many are unaware the income like interest or dividend gets reported even if not received in hands. Tools for professionals. AIS utility, that is Excel or JSON, then Computex, Winman, Spectrum, reconciliation templates, TDS data extractors. These tools helps reduces errors and save time during peak filing season. As we know, currently the season is going on, so this all utilities or these all tools are very helpful while filing the return or while getting the AIS, TIS data from income tax portal. Benefits of accuracy. Ensuring accurate reconciliation between AIS, TIS, and ITR is not just about compliance, it adds tangible value to both the taxpayers and the practitioner. So, when all the entries are validated and you can get a clear ITR that avoids system generated mismatches. So first benefit, accurate ITR filing. It ensures correct computation of total income and tax liability. Then avoid intimations and notices. As we discussed, if we properly show the income on the basis of AIS and TIS, it reduces the risk of 143(1)(a), adjustments, scrutiny notices, and reassessments. It minimizes risk of penalties. Yes, of course, it prevents penalties under Section 270A for underreporting or misreporting. Smooth refund processing. Mismatches often delay or block refund issuance. When client gets a refund, uh, then it automatically give the fees to the professionals. So it also helpful for the as a practitioner, as a practitioner to us also. Then reduces compliance burden, fewer post-filing responses, rectifications or revisions required. Stronger case during scrutiny. It helps define position with clean records, reconciliation, and feedback trail. As we discussed, if we have already reconciled our data on the basis of our books of records or our working sheet, then in case scrutiny in future, if any scrutiny or discrepancies occur, you can submit the same to the assessing officer, and on the basis of that, you put your case very stronger. So it's very helpful. Then builds client trust and credibility, enhance your reputation as a proactive and detailed oriented professionals. It supports tax planning. Clean data helps in better advisory or exemptions, investments, and regimes. Recent trends and notices. The emerging compliances trends and notices triggered by AIS and TIS data mismatch. The most frequent notice that is we discussed about intimation under section 143(1)(a). It triggers automatically if the income in AIS is not reflected in the return. For example, AIS may show rupees 1 lakh bank interest, but ITR has 75,000 as an interest income, then it prompts automatically an intimation under section 141. So between ITR and AIS, for example, interest, dividend, capital gain, then notice occur in 143(1)(a). And for this professional action can be taken as revise the return or respond to the intimation. Then underreporting or misreporting, it triggers when discrepancies without valid explanation in ITR versus AIS. Applicable section is section 270A. For that, professional action can be taken, client representation or documentation. AIS feedback ignored by taxpayer. That is no response to incorrect entries in AIS. If you have not submitted any response regarding the incorrect entries, then applicable section risk of mismatch in future years, or for that timely feedback submission in AIS portal. It's compulsory to report or to respond your feedback in AIS so that any discrepancies not occur. Then high value gift, UPI credit, SFT being tracked. SFT tracking of gift, cash deposits, UPI receipts crossing thresholds, etc. Applicable section is Rule 114E or 114BA. For that, ensure proper classification in ITR. SFT categories are expanding nowadays. That credit card spends, foreign remittance, and even a high value UPI transactions coming under scrutiny. As we when importing our AIS and TIS, then there is a pop-up shown regarding high value transaction or SFT transaction that if you have a transaction more than 10 lakhs on your credit card, then it automatically shown in AIS system. Now, best practices. Always download AIS, TIS, and 26AS. Check TDS or SFT, interest, dividend, shares, other income, and reconcile it with your books of accounts. Then start validation early in the month of April or May. So you have a time to reconcile all the entries or all the information. Then train team members in AIS review so they can represent the proper information. Then communicate with clients proactively. As I told, educate your clients regarding the AIS or TIS, that nowadays all the information on all the transaction or information occurred on their PAN is showing automatically with AIS or TIS. Then communicate with clients proactively. Maintain logs of feedback submissions. Yes, it's also very useful that if you maintain your logs for feedback submission, or in case any scrutiny or discrepancies occur, then you have a data to submit to the assessing officer that you have already submitted the feedback, that information is correct or not, and but it not reflect or it's not processed at AIS or income tax department. So it's very useful at that time. Educate clients about financial reporting, cross-check all heads of income, and always maintain reconciliation files. This ensures you are prepared in case of any future inquiry. Conclusions and takeaways. For that, first, understanding AIS and TIS. AIS gives complete information. TIS gives tax relevant summary. Known both thoroughly. Then data reconciliation. Always reconcile AIS or TIS with your books, Form 26AS, and client disclosures before filing. Feedback mechanisms. Use AIS feedback options to correct or flag wrong information proactively. Avoid mismatches. Supporting documents. Maintain or reconciliation workings for interest, capital gains, SFT data, etc. Filing accuracy. Correct mapping of AIS income to ITR schedules is critical to avoid defaults and penalties. Risk management. Discrepancies lead to 143(1) notices, scrutiny, reassessment, and penalties under Section 270A. Professional responsibility. Being a professional, it's our responsibility to educate our client. Accuracy in filing and proper advisory adds values to your practices. When information is transparent, compliance becomes easy. AIS is the window, so use it wisely. As we discussed that AIS is a detailed version of information. So if all the information is transparent at your end, so it's necessary to compliant all the rules and regulations, so that any discrepancies not occur to your client. So AIS is a window, use it wisely. It is not optional anymore. It must be reviewed in every return. Means not for one return or two return. You have to take properly with all your clients. So it must be reviewed in every return, proper reconciliation and mapping prevent scrutiny. Equip yourself and your client to use AIS as a tax planning tool. It's not just a reporting obligation. When all information is all data is showing at your AIS, you can also use this to prepare a proper tax planning. So it's a tax planning tool and not just a reporting obligation. Finally, let's remember that compliance starts with clarity, and AIS, TIS give us just that. So It's an end with my end. If any questions, I will take them.
So a very wonderful session by Jyoti ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us, enlightening us on this wonderful topic. And we have few questions, ma'am, for which have been shared by the participants, ma'am.
Yes.
I'll just put the questions which are there. So one of the participant has asked that AIS considers the sales value of securities, net of STT and other taxes and purchase, including such cost. What to do if there are more than two or three transactions under one contract note?
Okay. In that case, you can put your summary of if more than one or two transaction, then take a summary of that, and on the basis of that, calculate your net capital gain or capital gain income, and show it in your return.
Okay. The next question asked is, ma'am, at the time of filing ITR 1, at the time of verification of ITR, the error is shown. Example, line item 1, details of bank account, type of account, but nothing is wrong in the details of bank account. Therefore, ITR 1 is not verified and not uploaded. Please tell me the remedy to correct the ITR error and to verify the ITR. How to correct ITR and whom to contact in income tax department. Please tell email ID, etc. to solve the issue.
So it's a technical error. For that, you have to contact your uh, software department, or you can also contact at income tax website. From there, you can get the solution.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. The next question is, what does TIS contain under AIS?
Sorry.
What does taxpayer information summary contain under AIS?
Sir, as I already discussed, TIS is a summary format of AIS. In AIS, it's a detailed version of all the information that is reflected from income tax department. So TIS is not under AIS. TIS is a summary version of AIS.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. One more question is any reporting to be done for off-market transfer of shares from daughter to father that is captured in AIS? Value is in excess of 1 crores.
Yes, sir. You have to report the same.
Okay. After responding to the feedback and original taxpayer is rejected our feedback, then how to respond to that rejection by the originator?
You have to submit it with your, if you have a proper proof regarding your submission, that is information is correct or not, you have to resubmit the same.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Uh, so basically, this sums up the questions which were put by the participants, ma'am. And I once again thank you, CA Jyoti Singh, ma'am, for such wonderful session and for enlightening all the participants on the wonderful topic, and which is the most crucial topic rather than AIS and TIS difficulties which people are facing while filing their ITR returns. So thank you so much, ma'am, for giving this wonderful session.
Thank you. Thank you once again to all of you for your presence and the opportunity to share this platform to all of you. Thank you.
Kriti ma'am, this is your turn. Kriti ma'am.
Hello.
Hello everyone. Uh, the next speaker would be Miss Manali Khandelwal. She is a fellow chartered accountant and a DISA qualified professional with over 13 years of experience in banking, taxation, GST, financial consultancy, project financing, and other areas. She is the proprietor of a leading CA firm and has held key roles at the IDBI Bank, and she also actively contributes to ICAI as a speaker, career counselor, and SAFA women entrepreneurship trainer as well. So, welcome you, ma'am CA Manali Khandelwal. You may please proceed ahead with your knowledge.
Thanks, Arohi Pandya, madam, for your kind gesture. I would just like to ask, am I audible clearly? Please, can anyone?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, you are.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's start the session. So a very good evening to all of you. Now, when every woman's success is an inspiration, we have to be the strongest of all. Then, of course, we have to cheer them as well. So, respected members of the WIMEC, a very good evening to all of you, the Women and the Young Members Excellence Committee, and my co-speaker, Jyoti Madam. You had delivered a wonderful speech, and the other moderators, without which this session could not be a successful event. So I would like to thank you, CA Mansi Madam, then CA Kirti Madam also. Now the topic for the day is Grow and Glow Lux Leadership and Managerial Essentials. From the topic, you must be thinking that this is something, since the word Lux and Essentials are used, so you people must be thinking that is it a health or a beauty topic, or is it a professional topic? Yes, it is a very much a professional topic, but just added such words to add a glam to it, because our profession is very dry. So let's we can add a tint of glam to it. Now, the session is for all the women present here, and of course delivered by a woman. So this webinar series is conducted under a name of Yashashwini. So Yashashwini, who is an idol lady and who is displaying 4 traits, namely the inclusivity, another being the diversity, then outstanding and leadership. So here I'm to discuss and to interact with all the women present here, to all the CAs present here, the leadership and the managerial quality of that Yashashwini idol. Now, generally we associate an idol with an ideal person, right? Now, an ideal person is a person whom we look up to. हाँ, मुझे इसकी तरह बनना है. So that's an ideal person, which is as per our dictionary, correct? So Goddess Durga is an idol, 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 and is also an ideal. Now, who is the strongest of all, the most powerful, and she has got all such traits. So why can't we derive and get inspired from her and inculcate those emerging traits of being a leader? Now, there is no limit to what we women can accomplish. This is a saying, not by me, but Michelle Obama, of course. So it's 4 o'clock, and I suppose it is tea time as well. So I want to relate my session with a tea. So a woman is like a tea bag. A tea bag, we dip the tea bag, and then the flavor rises, correct? So a woman is like a tea bag. The more the water is hot, okay, with the water, hot water, I mean to say I'm relating it with the testing times. So the more the water is hot, the more flavor it gives. Correct. So जैसे सोना भी गर्मी में तपता है, so it's like that only, but I'm relating it with the tea. So since it's a tea time, a woman, I'm mentioning this particularly. So a woman is like a tea bag. You never know how strong she is until she's in hot water. So this is just not what I can tell you, but this is a famous saying which is by Eleanor Roosevelt. So and since it was a tea time, so I was reminded of this. So I would also like to understand my participants as well. So can I have the name of all the participants here and what they are presently doing? Yes, the participants. Can I have your names and what all you people are into? We can just have the I mean this chat box active for a moment. So none of the chats here. Anyways, then let's proceed, because I wanted to make this session interactive one, because management and leadership is written many books. We go through it, we read it, but actually when we discuss it, it becomes more effective. What I believe, because in my itinerary for the session, we have quiz, we have वो बचपन में we used to see that Born Vita का Derek Obrama का quiz. So with the help of that, I wanted to make the session very interactive, but I could see none of the participation. So no problem, we can proceed. So I mean, had it been people would have participated, I would have discussed their success stories, other success stories, and their success stories where they felt as a leader and how they had dealt with the circumstances. There could have been CFOs and leaders and entrepreneurs as well. So my entire session was interactive. Anyways, then we can proceed with the presentation thing. So I had planned for a quiz, then I had planned for the meaning as well. But let's start with my PPT. So I'll just share it. So I had actually my PPT was in order, but I wanted to start with this 43rd page number because I wanted to understand about my audience. I wanted to understand already how many are leaders here, and it was a way to judge yourself, but never mind. So I'll be going through to my PPT page number 1 only. So grow and glow. See, every picture, every word, and its effect has a meaning here. The PPTs are not for the sake of just
Well, there is a technical issue. Speaker will be joining in some moment.
Hello. Yeah, am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
So sorry for the
Yes, ma'am, you are audible,
interruption.
ma'am.
So sorry for the inconvenience. So I'll back to my PPT. I'll share that. It's raining heavily here, so there was some network issues. Hmm. Uh, so I was talking about this that every slide, every slide, if you look at, so glow is in yellow, and among so many bulbs, one is glowing. So that's a leader. So what I wanted to depict from this photograph is that a leader always outshines other. Okay, so here we are going to talk about Pro and Glow, Lux Leadership and Managerial Essentials. Now, coming to the literal meaning. So if you Google what's Lux means, so of course it's not a soap. That's LUX. So it's LUXE, which means expensive or of high quality. So do you agree with me that all the managers cannot be leaders, but a leader is always a manager once. So that what I'm trying to tell here today is that a leader is always of the high quality amongst those managers. And of course, one has to take the lead to bell the cat. And when we say leadership, it's the state or position of being a manager or the person in charge. So a person who manages all the managers is a leader. He is a smart manager in simple terms. So he gets the work done by others. He has got an art. He imbibes an art of getting things done through others and also making decisions at the right time. By glow manager essential. So here again, a picture is there. Okay, I didn't speak about the picture in my last slide. So grow. So that is why the arrow is going up. So when there is a leader, he was a manager in grade A, then grade B, grade C. So he's growing. So and he's becoming a leader, because a leader without an experience is not capable of taking decisions. One has to be a manager and has witnessed all the working grades, all the profiles to become a good leader so that he can understand the other leaders. Then glow is, when I say glow, it's the glow in the it is one of the essential of a manager category. So here when I'm talking about this, when we are looking at this photograph, so here there are so many managers, but only one manager is outshining, it is glowing. So that's our leader, and that leader is of the highest quality. Sabse tallest CD is what our leader looks like. So manager is a person who controls an organization or a part of an organization, while leader is the state or position or the person in charge. So the person who is in charge of the manager is what a leader is, and while the manager is who controls the organization. Now, essential means completely necessary, that you must have to do. So there, these two were the literal meanings. Now, when we say that women can be good leaders, they are good managers, it can only happen when they are empowered. So when they are entrusted with powers, then only they can control. So an authority without a power is of no use. So empowered women empower the world. This is true. Why do we listen to Mrs. Sitaraman? Because she has got the power. She's a finance minister. She lays down the budget. So she's empowered. So empowered women empower the world only when they are entrusted with whole soul powers. And that's what a leader is. A leader may be managing various teams. He may be managing 20 managers at a go. But until he has the power, the rest 20 managers won't listen. Now let's have a look at the women CA statistics. In the year 2000, there were only 8% of CA. And after 23 years, so almost 23% growth in our CA is there. And these all are women CAs. So we can very well get to understand that there is such a huge rise in the women CAs. So we want our women CAs to emerge as leaders. They should become CFOs, entrepreneurs, and they should become the head of the CMDs, the head of the various banks, the finance industry. Now, Times of India in 20th March 2024 edition had published that there were around, in the year 2019, only 73,000 CAs, women CAs we are talking about, out of the total 3 lakh CAs approx. And in the year 23, this 74,000 figure had risen to almost 29.5% of the women have become CA out of this 4 lakh total members. And if you have a look at the in the WIP of the women CAs, we can see that the increase in the CA students over the years have risen from 7 lakh to around 9 lakh approximately in the past 4 years. Now, why Lux leadership? Why at all are we discussing on this topic of leadership? Why, if we become a leader, then how will it help? So let's see how will it help, because the companies, Mumbai is a financial capital, India is has got lot many SMEs. So, and it has got so many corporates. They all are resorting to strategic shifts and focus areas. So we are in the era of emerging technologies. So if anyone talks about a technology, the first thing which comes into our mind is AI, artificial intelligence. So Chat GPT is something which every one of us is using. Another thing which everyone, even the Pani Puri wala is also using is a GPay. So these are few changes which are changing the tech era. So any decision to, there is another is cryptocurrency, so which is a digital asset. So in India is witnessing such changes. In fact, the entire world is witnessing that changes. So the corporates, if they don't walk in that way, they would lose. So the companies are resorting to strategic shifts and focus areas, and we CAs can emerge as a leader and can give them advisory services as to how, what are the vulnerabilities of the particular strategic shift, what would be the pros, what would be the cons, not only in numbers, but also in terms of we can do various audits, like the environmental audit, the society audit. Then there is carbon credit also emerging up. So we'll take up one by one. So our services would all encompass such things. So AI first transformation. So TCS is restructuring its leadership to accelerate AI first initiatives. So up till now, and since TCS is tech based, so of course it has to upgrade itself. So when any you'll say that how an engineer would how a chartered accountant can help in upgrading such a leadership. Some software engineer has to come forward for this AI first transformation, but everything involves a cost. So and the efficiency also depends upon that, the profitability depends upon that. So of course here we can emerge as a leader. Then there is GCC growth, that is global capability centers. It is being opened up by Wipros. Then so there is $100 billion opportunity there. Then there is sustainable manufacturing. People are shifting from linear to circular models. So a linear model was a model where the waste, where the end product was a waste, it could not be recycled, but now it could be recycled. So and of course they're focusing on low friction designs. Why low friction design? So that it would be more efficient, more cost effective. So again, a CA as a leader can emerge there, can give their advisory services. Then there is global Web3 race. Global Web3 race, like we are talking about the digital assets. So in the entire globe, in the cryptocurrency had started, it's unregulated up till now. It had started in the year, more than 10 years it's been for the cryptocurrency, but still it is unregulated. So now India is an emerging tech place. Software engineers are going from India to US to Singapore. So all the other countries are looking up to India for their advisory services. And here again, CA can play a vital role. So for the growing startup ecosystem. So again, Economic Times in 31st July 25. So just 6 days back, there was this article published that regulate to lead, how India can lead the global Web3 race. So when India would lead, then of course Indian CAs would be looked upon to take their steps further. So from Washington DC to Brussels and Singapore to Dubai, the question is no longer if these assets should be regulated. So every country has asserted to this that of course there has to be a regulation for these assets, but how to do so? So they have approached India for that. So for Indian emerging digital powerhouse with deep rooted capabilities in technology, this global shift presents both a challenge and an opportunity, and to solve that challenge, a leader from amongst us has to grow. So here there is immense, humongous opportunity for the CA to take a lead step. So now when we are talking about the leadership, then we're talking about the four major pillars of a leadership. What a leader should possess. रातों रात सपना आएगा कि लीडर बन जाए, ऐसा नहीं होता है. So it is a continuous effort. One has to be a strategic thinker. He should think beyond numbers, beyond situation. Then only a person can become a leader. So like I told you that there are 20 managers, correct? But everyone cannot be a leader. So one has to be a strategic decision maker. So for that, they require the strategic thinking. They should दो step के बाद क्या होने वाला है, they should come up with that, correct? Then comes the executive presence. Of course, the manager should have done all the tasks, then only it can take a better decision. And also that अगर कोई manager अपनी जगह पे नहीं है, so there is a deadline, so he should be executively present there and he should execute the things so that the task is accomplished. Then there is influence without authority. So a leader shall be influential, but he should not be authoritative. Of course, a person who's a leader has the authority to ask the other managers to do this, do that, but at the same time, he should not impose himself to other people. The other people should look upon to him as a leader, जिसकी बात जिसके साथ empathize करे. Okay, if your leader asks you to कि ये काम नहीं हो सकता, so after 10 to 5 you have to stay back up till 8. So, but again, he should not impose that. The manager shall understand his task and should do. So we have to become such leader. We have to emerge as such leader. Then there shall be resilience and emotional intelligence. When we say resilience and emotional intelligence, we mean to say that, have you seen a rubber? So a rubber is like, even if we stretch it, it regains its shape, it rebounds. So that's what is resilience. And that is what a leader should possess. The quality he should possess, that no matter how much trauma he had undergone in the entire accomplishment, but he should be very much calm. So this also shows us emotional intelligence. If there's a waterfall effect, if the superior of a leader has entrusted a work and the deadlines have not been met due to XYZ reason, then and he had yelled upon him, so he shall not let it pass on to his managers, correct? So he should absorb that and should understand and should think strategically that how it could be further managed. Now, why managerial essentials? So up till now we have been understanding what are the qualities of a leader and why are we expected to become a leader, because there is immense of opportunity. Now, why managerial essentials? So managerial essentials for a CA women comprises of a decision making thing. So, and the decision making shall be analytical and intuitive judgment. So, it's a combination of both. So, one has to analyze the situation, the circumstance, along with intuitive judgment is our sixth sense. So, and also the intuition shall be like that. Like, if for example, if a company deals in purchase of say US dollar and is hedging, so there shall be analysis, of course, based on the historic data, and also intuition that okay, Trump is coming up with such policy, so it might happen that our analysis might fail. So such decision making shall be there in a CA women who wants to become a good manager. So there has to be a communication mastery. So for every communication, the most important thing is listening. So if you are a good manager, then the first best communication is to listen to the person who is before you, then asserting कि हाँ आप ठीक कह रहे हैं, and then negotiating, and then you submit your submissions, because if you submit beforehand then it's authoritative. So because a manager एक दिन leader बनेगा, so through these walkthroughs only he will become a leader. So it's not a one night game, so it's a continuous development. Time and priority management, balancing audit, home and growth, so work life balance, people management, leading teams with empathy. If a manager comes up that he has some medical emergency at his home, he wants to leave, so empathize, sympathize, but also empathize and give him clarity that this such thing has to be done, okay, do work from home, so such kind of things. Then change management, navigating digital and regulatory shifts. So we just went through TCS and Wipro thing. So they were taking those strategic management changes. They were upgrading the AI features in their tech part, and they were also developing the centers, these global capability centers. So this is what a corporate look at, that if they are hiring for a manager, so they will see that whether decision maker acha hai, people management, time and priority. So this all makes a good manager, and we CA women are good at all these four things because we listen to our clients, we maintain the work-life balance, then we are a good decision maker, be at home, be at office, and also we upgrade ourselves. So change management. Excuse me. So there are various appointments and transitions. Now, just like we discussed that why Lux leadership, in the same fashion we will understand that why managerial essentials, why to become a manager. See, HUL Priya Nair has been appointed as the new CEO. Now when I say manager, it's not a manager can be a CEO as well. So IKEA India Patrick Anthony has been named the new CEO. So the managers keep on changing. So if you will imbibe such essentials in you, so definitely you'll emerge as a good manager. Tech Mahindra's CP Kunani, after leading a significant turnaround, is exclusively sharing his career insight. Then Wipro, companies undergoing leadership changes in the GCCs already discussed. Sun Pharma is succession plan is underway with Ganorkar succeeding Sangvi as MD. Zoho, Sridhar Vembu is stepping down as CEO. Madison Media. So I've got a mix of people taking up the opportunities, mix of people, mix of genders, I mean to say. So of course, that there could have been a women as well. So until we emerge as a manager and leader, we can't take up such things. Now, Ajit Waghi is in Madison Media. He was a former Geostar head of revenue. He joined as a partner and group CEO of Media and OOH. Then these are the other companies like Epsilon. Pratik Nath joined as Indian MD. Orient Technology, Sri Hari Bhatt, Saurav Verma, Howden. India has been appointed as
chief business officer and PayU, a new risk officer has been appointed. So there are immense opportunity. It is just we have to outshine, become good managers and become good leaders. Now, how can we do that? So we should possess those qualities which we already discussed. Now, now with this managership, with this leadership, how can we grow and grow? So we can grow with confidence. We can cultivate self-awareness. Self-awareness is very much important. So attending these webinars, then keeping ourselves up to date with the current affairs would create self-awareness among us. Then it is a continuous learning process. That is just attending one seminar, one webinar, or reading a day's newspaper won't help. So it's a continuous process, and there has to be a growth mindset, and it is not just that it shall be from inside. So if somebody has asked us to read, it's nothing like that, but it should be from inside that yes, I have to become a leader, I have to grow. So then only you can grow. If you say no, I'm happy where I am landed, so that attitude would never lead to confidence and never lead to success. So we need to take initiatives for all these. We need to lead small teams. So in our organization, we should come forward and lead teams. Of course, leading a team comprises of all type of issues, but if you lead it and you win it, then you will definitely grow with confidence. Then we need to speak in forums like I'm speaking at this point of time. So mentor juniors. So mentoring junior is, again, you are paving a way for them. So of course that would impart confidence in yourself. Then how do we glow with grace? So we should do personal branding for CAs. So personal branding is very important. MBA people very well understand personal branding, but we CAs do lag behind. But it's good that nowadays, in the past decade, CAs have risen with personal branding. They have come over YouTube channels and the various shorts and Insta reels. So they are doing their personal branding. So for the personal branding, how you show up is very important. You should be well dressed. You should appear good in appearance, because outer beauty does not affect to that extent, but yes, it's the primary window of interaction. So one has to appear good. Then one should have a positive attitude and has a smiling face, has a pleasant face, so that the other person wants to interact with you. Sometimes we hear, that manager is very khadoos. So that attitude shall not be passed with your looks or with your acts or with your gestures. Now you should own your voice in a room, that if you're saying something, then you should mean it, and just for the sake of a aise keh diya should not be there. So that's personal branding, because if you're facing a client and you cannot be loose in your behavior, loose in your talks, so you have to be straightforward and mean what you say. Then you need to make networks and visibility, what I was talking about in Instas and LinkedIn. And so your professional developments should be visible over the social portals, because these days everybody, no matter they do not meet, but they get to know each other through these Insta posts, through these FB post, or through these YouTube channels and all. And of course, building networks. So for building networks, one should join FICCI, merchant chambers of commerce, such forums, so that they know other people and know what is going on. So why grow and glow? Grow is to evolve professionally and expand capabilities, while glowing is radiate confidence, purpose, and presence. So there is a blend of soft skills plus core competencies. So when we say that we are CAs, we are expected to be boring and lacking soft skills, but now it is not the case. And if you inculcate these soft skills and imbibe in yourself these qualities, which is taught in MBA classes. See, soft skills is nothing overnight, and it has to be inculcated. So if one is good at this, he is able to sell. He is able to sell his brand. So then only we can grow as well as glow. It is not that we deal with numbers, so we have to be boring. Number says that what we are saying, अगर one बोला है तो one ही रहेगा. Number is like this. But how you speak that number is, there comes the soft skill. Importance in CA journey, which is beyond numbers. So the CA women of today is highly qualified, but underrepresented in leadership. And for that reason, we have chosen to deliver this program so that the women leaders may emerge. So, and Yashashwini is one which possess leadership. So we should now, I mean, of course, think of becoming a leader. Think positively, then only we can emerge and shall start working in that way. Now, there are, of course, challenges, like there are gender biases, then there are work-life balance, which forms more than 50% of the today women. And then there is underestimation that some people judge that she's a woman, so inse nahi hoga karke. So we have to prove ourselves, and then only they would realize many of the women have proved themselves, and they have emerged as a leader, and they're recognized opportunities. So there is ESG, governance, entrepreneurship, finance, leadership. So there is immense opportunity. So working on ourselves can always make us grow and glow. So there are myths that leadership is masculine. Numbers don't need soft skills, but they do need, we already discussed. And the reality is empathetic, strategic leadership drives real impact. So Sita Raman madam has become a finance minister. So that's a reality. And everybody follows that. So be it a man, be it a woman. So the entire nation follows it. So that's the reality. So we can emerge to this reality. Women CAs can be CFOs, partners, entrepreneurs. They can evolve from a compliance role to a value creator. So reality ka padla bhari hai, and myths stand nowhere. Again, from this picture, we could assess this. So there is a toolbox for Lux leadership. How we can improve as a leader. There are various books to read, the leadership books. So there are very many authors like Simon is there, Patrick, and others. So this the library shall be such so that it arises the leadership qualities in us, so that we may get motivated. And then there are podcasts and TED Talks. So there are famous leaders. We'll just pass through those slides, and podcasts and TED Talks of those leaders shall be listening, as I told, is a very good for the quality of a leader and a manager. So to become like a leader, we should listen to those leaders, because not only they tell their leadership stories, but they also tell कि वो कहाँ थे and कहाँ आ गए. Then ICI Vikasa resources, one should go through the leadership programs and courses are there, which are conducted by the various IIMs, IITs. So one should attend those programs. Those programs also will talk about these things only, but yes, then there is teamworks and assignments given, which would evolve that leadership thing. And it is said that if you do a thing for regularly for 21 days, then that becomes your habit. So let's start with this habit of becoming a leader. So let's start reading. Let's start then I would have asked, can the session be interactive? The moderators, can you please let me know? Can the session be interactive? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
We do have questions in the dashboard that we have. There are few questions, like 3 to 4. So
Okay.
if the explanation and the PPT presentation is over, then we can go forward with the question answer.
Okay. Actually, I have a few quiz to understand how and what they've actually got what I have delivered. So so the chat is not active. Is the chat is the can we interact over the chat box? Arohi ji, can you please help me out in this?
Yes, ma'am. Just a minute. I'll talk with the tech support team.
So till the time they're coming back, we can. I have many slides. So one is this. So now, who is she? To be successful, you must have your heart in your business and your business in your heart. So she is a famous leader. Who is she? Let's wait for the tech team. We don't have much time. Okay, till the time she comes back, we can start with the slide. And if at all it comes, I have other things as well. So she is Rana Lal Kidwai. She's a CA again. So she's a former country head, HSBC India. And why she inspires? She inspires because she is a CA with global recognition and a champion for sustainable finance and women's economic inclusion. She broke glass ceilings in global banking. So she is a CA and a leader, a country head. And who is she? She said, think big, but take one day at a time. So when I'm saying listen to podcasts, TED Talks, so these lines are said by these lovely ladies who are a leader and are globally recognized. So of course we get inspired from them. Think big, but take one day at a time. Be fiercely ambitious, yet patiently persistent. So she is Faguni Nair, CA Faguni Nair, and she is the founder and CEO of Nika. She's built $1 billion brand after her 50s. And she's an ex-MD at Kotak Mahindra Capital. So she has switched to become a founder. So from CA to beauty tech billionaire. Next is, Madam said, leadership is not about a title or position. It is about impact, influence, and inspiration. Of course, it is not a position. A person may do his best, but may turn out to be a bad leader. So that the circumstances basically decides. So it is about impact, influence, and inspiration. So what you throw at others, you glow If you glow as a leader and the light doesn't fall on the required thing, or the light is not sufficient, then it's of no use. So it is about impact, influence, and inspiration. Then she is CA Bhavna Doshi, who is past president of Indian Merchant Chamber. This woman said the path to leadership is not linear. Be open to opportunities and brave in your choices. So be open to opportunities, the opportunities we just discussed, and be brave in your choices. So she is CA Divya Surya Devera, and she's a CFO of Stripe. Then we all know that inspiration has no qualification limit, correct? So our Prime Minister Modi ji, he is a inspiring figure, and he has no qualification limit, but he leads with grace. So talking about again Sitaraman ji, empowerment is not a gift, it is a right, and leadership is its natural consequence. So empowerment gives you leadership, correct? And she is non-CA, she is our Union Finance Minister, and she is the first full-time women finance minister, known for strong economic vision and handling of fiscal policy under pressure. Then we all know her. We see her in and out at Shark Tank India. She said, owning your story is the bravest thing you can do, even if your neck tilts a little. She is non-CA and she is the CEO of Edelweiss AMC. She's the first woman to lead a major asset management company in India, and she's known for her reality, authenticity, TED Talks, and story of resilience. So she turned the vulnerability into strength. Then another lady, don't wait for the world to recognize your brilliance, create your own opportunity. She's again non-CA. She's the founder of Biocon, the pharma company. That company is really doing well. Another lady, leadership is hard and good leadership, then even harder. But if you can get people to follow you to the end of the earth, you're a great leader. So a leader, एक लीडर तभी तक लीडर होता है जब फॉलोअर्स होते हैं. So if nobody follows you, then you are not supposed to be a great leader. That means कुछ तो कमी रही होगी, correct? So she is Indra Nui, and she is the former CEO of PepsiCo. Then she said in private equity, wait a minute. In private equity, conviction matters more than consensus. The courage to back your belief makes all the difference. So, moderator madam, can you help me if the audience can come up with the answers? That who is she?
Yes, ma'am. Let me check once.
Has anyone answered so far?
Not an answer to this, ma'am.
Okay. So she is Renuka Ramnath. She's again a non-CA, and she's found a multiple alternate asset management, and she inspires because she is a pioneer in India's private equity space, former MD of ICICI Venture. Then I think the time is also less, so let's not wait for the answers. I wanted to empower women by putting them in the driver's seat, literally and figuratively. So she's referring to driver's seat. That means she has started. She had started a startup of women drivers. So she is founder Hey Didi. She's a non-CA, and she transformed women's empowerment through entrepreneurship and logistics. So in the logistic, the women take the driver's seat. That's what her tech is about. So we need to grow with an intention. Yes, I want to become a leader. We need to grow with authenticity. We have to be real, just like Radhika Gupta is known why she inspires for her authentic behavior. Then we need to lead with impact. Lead with impact, that we should have followers, and it is not that we should go solo in the journey. So you don't need to be perfect, you need to be present, prepared, and passionate. So uh, none of the leader is perfect, because it is the circumstances which decides the decision. So we need to be present, prepared, and of course passionate about that. Yes, we want to become a leader and we'll solve the problems. So now, can we aspire to become the next CFO? To all the participants and to all the people who will go through the recording thereafter. So after this slide, can we aspire to become the next CFO? So there was a quiz which was from my side. Had it been an interactive, so we would have enjoyed this. But since it's not, so we can go it like this. Now, what is the core principle of Lux leadership? Power and authority, command and control, influence through emotional intelligence, task completion at all costs. So it's of course influence through emotional intelligence, because command and control is of no use. Power and authority makes a good leader, but influence through emotional intelligence is more effective. Task completion at all cost is not what is leadership, it is imposition. So okay, so next question is, which of the following best defines a glow leader? So it's a leader who inspires and uplifts other. लीडर कैन ओनली बी अ लीडर जब उसके साथ लोग हो. अगर वो सोच रहा है कि वो अकेले चले, ही कैन नॉट बी लीडर. लीडर हैज टू हैव अ फॉलोअर, सो ही शुड इंस्पायर एंड अपलिफ्ट अदर. One who works behind the scenes, no, he's not a leader because he's not coming in front. Someone who avoids feedback, no, that's definitely not a leader, because feedbacks are always appreciated. Leader who focuses solely on key performance indicators, that's just in books. I mean, that's just कि उसको salary आने से मतलब है, and he's not a good leader. Now, next question is, Lux leaders prioritize. So, Lux leader prioritize. So that's balance between personal well-being. So performance over people, no. Performance किसी भी हालत में चाहिए, so that should not a leader should be. Results only, no. Authority over collaboration, no. So it's a balance between personal well-being. Then next is emotional intelligence in leadership refers to, it is recognizing, understanding, and managing emotions, both your own and others. So it is that you have to be calm and at the same time a good listener. So understand the emotions and be rock static to what the other have said, if in case they are giving the negative reviews. So suppressing emotion, no. Being able to manipulate, no, not at all. Avoiding emotional discussions, no. There is no freedom of speech in that case. A grow mindset in Lux leadership encourages maintaining the status quo, continuous learning, adaptability, delegating, everything. So continuous learning and adaptability is what a grow. It is only by this way you can grow. Next is which is not a key function of management. So of course, relaxing is not a key function. Then what is the most effective way to manage team conflict? So that's address it directly with the empathy and open. Address it directly with empathy and open communication. It always solves the team conflict. So इसने ये कहा, grapevine will never help in that. Smart goals are defined as, so it is specific, measurable, achievable, and relevant. It cannot be special measurable. It is strategic, measurable, actionable, reasonable, timely. But until and unless it is specific, it will not help. The smartness will not come out. Smart work will not come out. So delegation is important because reduces communication. No, we don't want that. Avoids accountability. No, we don't want it. Empowers team members and builds capacity. So that is what his delegation is about. And which of the following best demonstrates effective time management? So that's prioritizing task on urgency and importance. So this was the quiz all about. So with this quiz, we would have judged ourselves that are we good leaders or not. Then my next slide is it's not moving. So मैं अपनी favorite हूँ, like Karina said. So we all are individual women CAs here, and everybody is favorite of its own. Believe in yourself, rise and grow and glow. So had it been interactive, we would have explored the power in this room. If any of the women had emerged as a leader in one or the other circumstance, so she inspires was the tagline for that. So we would have discussed that what was your proudest leadership moment as a CA. तो उसको हम टाइम देते बोलने के लिए, so that's why I mentioned अपना time आएगा. Every woman mentioned today is a reminder of what is possible. And many of those stories live right here in the heard to those stories. So we all are just not part of this profession. We are shaping its future. So we should take the lead. So let's lift as we climb, because it is. So with these words, I would like to present a vote of thanks to the committee members and to all my participants. And if the participants have various questions, as ROE madam had told me earlier, I can take up if time permits. Please, madam, over to you.
Yes, madam. There are some 3 to 4 questions. So,
Yes.
First one, it is Shivangi from Varanasi. She is asking about how should a leader should disagree without being disagreeable.
So it all, so this all depends upon the circumstance. If and also about that what the circumstances are permitting. If you want to disagree, तो आपको सबसे पहले ना नहीं कहना चाहिए. You should be a good listener first. You should listen to what why the other person is saying that, and then you can make the pointers. See, I'm not comfortable. और अगर आप ऐसा and also give them an alternative decision to in that circumstance, and we can also list bits out of it. और we can also disagree कि अगर हम ऐसा नहीं करेंगे तो उससे मतलब हमें फायदा क्या होगा करके. So it is all circumstance based. That is what बुक्स में ये लिखा रहता है हमें कैसा बनना चाहिए, क्या करना चाहिए, बट सर्कमस्टांसेस नहीं लिखे रहते हैं. सो इट इज आवर जजमेंट, इट इज आवर स्ट्रेटेजिक थिंकिंग एंड listening to the TED talks. Why am I saying? So that we practice those sessions कि हाँ she has emerged a leader and circumstance में उसने ऐसा किया था और क्यों किया था, the reason behind that. So with that we are able to handle the situation and the circumstances in a better way. तो हम disagree कर सकते हैं, but पर पहले उसको अच्छे से listen करेंगे and then need to point out the various things that why are we disagreeing. Thank you. Next question.
Okay, so it is asked that how a CA woman should face competition from male counterparts in this male-dominated corporate world.
See, I have presented around 15 slides of women CAs emerging. Undoubtedly, in our profession or in every profession, but it is nothing like that the women or the other women are not coming up. Okay, they are stepping up. So कंपटीशन तो एक मेल का दूसरे मेल से भी होता है, correct? So do it that way. He is a male and I am a woman. There are so many alternate ways, and since this social platform has opened up, so there is no dearth of opportunities at this present time. अगर अगर एक मेल जिसको घर से नहीं मतलब है, बच्चों से मतलब नहीं है, and he is going to the office at around 7 o'clock and returning back at 10. But we as women can't do that because we have to look after our kids, we have to balance the family life. So there are other things, there are other alternate things. There may be a time phase where we cannot dedicate ourselves to that extent to work. It doesn't mean we are not capable. So don't underestimate yourself. So it's just a matter of time. The phase will pass, and since there is availability of work from home and social platforms, so alternate way of working styles can be adopted. Thank you.
Okay. And it is asked that can you give name of 5 books to read to become
So those, see, if you are asking for the 5 best books, I have to get back to you. But again, I'm saying that reading books will only help you when you जैसे पूछा कि हाउ टू डिसअग्री, तो हाउ टू डिसअग्री किसी भी बुक में नहीं लिखा रहता है, बट यस इट इज ओनली सरकमस्टांस बेस्ड. बुक्स में वो सरकमस्टांसेस लिखे रहेंगे जो उन्होंने डील किया, आपके सामने एक नया सरकमस्टांस आएगा. सो वेज बुक्स लाइक habits of in some Patrick Lencioni. I'll share those. If you can, Aru, if you can share. So, sir, after three questions, visibility and networking is very, very important. So, you need to meet people, you need to meet other CAs, which will entrust you works. किसी के पास 100 फाइलें हैं and he's not able to see, he's not able to pick up, so he'll entrust work to you. So that's one way. So you should join as many study circles. You should attend as many. You should upgrade yourself with the various courses which ICI organizes. And there, so one motive out of that is that you will learn new skills. The other thing is that you will make friends. You'll do networking there, and that networking is for time. So because doing professional courses is like that you'll be attending those courses, and you'll be, then if it is physical, then it is more good. And in which area are they practicing? There may be a client with them that might come up with other area of practice which you are dealing with, so they can route it to you. Until you know, you meet people, they'll never get to know you, you will never get to know them. So networking is one way of the growth and practice approach, what I'll say. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. All questions are done, I guess.
Okay, then thank you. Then It's almost
Thank you
5:09.
so
Yeah.
much, ma'am. Thank you so much. You have been a wonderful speaker, and thank you
you.
for praising us with your knowledge. And we also express our gratitude for the participants. They have taken their time and attended this session and made it successful. So thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Thanks to the committee for giving me this opportunity. Thanks a lot.